What separates a great leader from a merely competent one? Is it intelligence? Is it strategy? Is it the ability to make hard decisions under pressure? Those things matter, but there is one skill that sits above all of them. One skill that determines whether people follow you, believe in you, and act on your ideas. That skill is how you speak. Welcome. Today, we are doing a deep, comprehensive summary of one of the most powerful books ever written on leadership communication, Speaking as a Leader: How to Lead Every Time You Speak, by Judith Humphrey. This is not just a book about public speaking. It's not a guide for giving TED Talks or keynote addresses. This book is about something far more transformative: the idea that every single time you open your mouth, whether in a one-on-one conversation, a meeting, a phone call, or a massive presentation, you have the opportunity to lead. Judith Humphrey is the founder and president of the Humphrey Group, one of the most respected corporate communications and leadership development firms in the world. She has spent decades coaching CEOs, executives, and emerging leaders on the art of communication. And in this book, she distills everything she has learned into one powerful, elegant framework. So, if you have ever walked out of a meeting feeling like your ideas didn't land the way you wanted, if you have ever watched a colleague command a room effortlessly while you struggled to get your point across, if you have ever felt that your words weren't doing justice to the brilliance of your thinking, this summary is for you. Let's get into it. Section 1, the core premise. All communication is an act of leadership. The foundational idea of this entire book is simple but profound. Every act of communication is an act of leadership. Think about that for a moment. Most of us think leadership happens in big moments: the board presentation, the company-wide speech, the crisis meeting where you have to inspire your team. But Humphrey challenges that assumption completely. She argues that leadership happens in the hallway conversation, in the 2-minute phone call, in the email you send at 9 in the morning, in the way you respond to a question during a team stand-up. Every word you speak is either building your leadership or eroding it. There is no neutral communication. Every sentence you deliver either moves people toward your vision or leaves them confused, uninspired, or disengaged. This realization is both exciting and a little bit terrifying, because it means you can't afford to be sloppy in how you communicate. But it also means that every single day gives you dozens of opportunities to develop and strengthen your leadership through the way you speak. So, how do you do that? Humphrey breaks it down into 4 essential steps. Step 1, think like a leader. Step 2, follow the leader's script. Step 3, use leadership language. Step 4, project a leader's presence. These 4 steps form the backbone of everything in this book. We are going to walk through each one in depth with concrete examples, so by the time this video ends, you will have a complete toolkit for transforming how you communicate.
Section 2, Step 1, think like a leader before you say a word. Let's start with the first and most foundational step: thinking like a leader before you ever say a word. Have a vision and hold it constantly. The first characteristic of leaders who speak powerfully is that they always have a vision. They don't just show up and talk. They have somewhere they are going, a destination they are pointing toward, and every time they speak, they are orienting their audience toward that destination. Think about the great leaders of business and technology. Sergey Brin, co-founder of Google, once described Google's mission as taking all the world's information and making it accessible and useful to everyone. That is a vision statement: clear, focused, positive, and encompassing. Mark Zuckerberg described Facebook's vision as making the world more open and connected. Same qualities. Now, you don't have to run a tech giant to have a vision. Your vision might be for your team, your department, your project, or even your own career. But the key is this: you must have one, you must believe in it, and you must return to it constantly in your communication. Humphrey gives us 4 qualities of a compelling vision. First, it must be focused. It should be expressible in a single sentence. If you can't say your vision in one clear sentence, it's not focused enough. Second, it must be positive. Your vision should lift people up, not scare them. Leaders who lead through fear or crisis alone quickly lose the energy of the people around them. Third, it must be attainable. If your vision sounds unrealistic, people become demoralized. The vision needs to feel ambitious and achievable at the same time. And fourth, it must be encompassing. It should describe what you are truly mandated to do, the full scope of your purpose. Lead from all directions, not just the top. Here is something most leadership books get wrong. They assume leadership only flows downward from the boss to the team. But Humphrey insists that great communicators lead in all directions simultaneously. When you are speaking with those who report to you, your goal is not to give orders. It is to sell people on your vision and enlist their genuine commitment. Nobody wants to be bossed around. People want to be inspired and invited. Leaders persuade, managers command. Aim to be a leader. When you are speaking with peers, clients, or colleagues at the same level, look for common ground. See the world through their eyes. Find the shared goals and pitch your ideas around those shared goals. Build relationships, not transactions. And when you are speaking upward to people more senior than you, be confident but respectful. Express your ideas directly without beating around the bush. Position yourself as an advisor, not just an implementer. The people who get promoted fastest are the ones who speak with confidence to their superiors, not just to their subordinates. Stop dumping information, start inspiring. This is one of the most powerful reframes in the entire book, and it's worth spending a moment on. Most speakers, when they stand up to communicate, default to what Humphrey calls an information dump. They throw slide after slide of data. They list every fact and figure they have gathered. They believe that more information equals more credibility. But the truth is this: we live in a world drowning in information. Data is everywhere. What people are starving for is not more information. They are starving for clarity, insight, and inspiration. As Humphrey writes, if the informational approach is about showing what you know, the inspirational approach is about showing what you believe and what you want others to believe. That is a fundamental shift. It means that when you stand up to speak, your job is not to be a data delivery system. Your job is to be a meaning maker. Your job is to take the complexity of the world and distill it into something your audience can understand, feel, and act on. The moment you make that shift from informing to inspiring, you start to lead. Be relentlessly positive. Leaders are not naive optimists who ignore reality, but they choose to focus on solutions, not problems, on possibilities, not limitations, on the path forward, not the obstacles behind. Humphrey is clear: if you want to inspire people, you cannot dwell in the negative. You can acknowledge challenges. In fact, you should acknowledge them because it builds trust, but you spend the majority of your communication time on the positive, on what can be done, on what is being done, on what lies ahead. Practically speaking, this means always looking for the silver lining and being prepared to articulate it. It means framing challenges as opportunities. It means saying things like, we have a challenging situation, and this is exactly the moment where our strengths can shine. Be with conviction. The last element of thinking like a leader is conviction, and this one is non-negotiable. You can have the best script in the world, the clearest message, the most elegant language, but if you don't believe what you're saying, if your audience can sense that you're just going through the motions, none of the rest of it matters. Conviction comes from 4 places, according to Humphrey. Passion. Think deeply about what you're saying and why it matters. Let that importance come through in your voice and your energy. Authenticity. Share your personal connection to what you're talking about. Let people see that you walk the talk. Courage. Be willing to say what you believe even when it's uncomfortable. The leader who says the hard truth with grace is always more respected than the one who says only what's safe. And honesty. Never deceive, misrepresent, or mislead.
You can frame things positively without being dishonest. The moment your audience suspects you're not being straight with them, you've lost them. Be a great listener. Here's something that surprises many people. One of the most important communication skills for a leader isn't about speaking at all. It's about listening. Humphrey says you must listen on 3 levels. First, physically. Put away distractions, create an open environment. Pay attention not just to words, but to posture, facial expressions, and energy. Your body language should signal that you are fully present. Second, mentally. Don't spend the time someone is speaking to you formulating your response. Actually listen to what they're saying. Concentrate on their ideas. Hear them out before you react. And third, emotionally. Be sensitive to how the other person is feeling. Listen with empathy. Acknowledge feelings before jumping to logic. When people feel heard on an emotional level, they become far more open to your ideas. The best leaders are exceptional listeners because listening gives them the raw material they need to inspire. When you understand what your audience cares about, what worries them, what excites them, you can speak directly to those things, and that is when your words become truly powerful.
Section 3. Step 2. Follow the leader's script. Now we come to the second step, and this one is a complete game changer for how you structure every single thing you say. Humphrey introduces what she calls the leader's script, a universal template for communication that works whether you're giving a 30-minute keynote or a 30-second hallway update. The leader's script has 3 parts: the introduction, the body, and the conclusion. Simple enough, right? But the way Humphrey defines each component is where the magic is. Part 1, the introduction. Your introduction has 4 components, and each one does specific work. The first component is the grabber. This is your opening, your first shot at capturing your audience's attention. And Humphrey is very clear. If you don't grab your audience in the first 30 seconds, you may never get them back. Grabbers come in many forms: a personal story or anecdote, a surprising or shocking statistic, a powerful quote from a famous figure, a thought-provoking question, something completely unexpected that makes people sit up and lean in. The point is this: never open with, "Good morning, thank you for being here, my name is..." Nobody cares. Start with something that immediately creates curiosity, emotion, or relevance. Make them want what comes next. The second component is the subject. After your grabber, you need to make a clean, clear statement about what you're going to talk about. Today, I want to talk with you about our company's commitment to innovation. That's it. Simple, direct, and immediate. Don't make people guess. Tell them clearly and confidently what the conversation is about. The third component is the message. This is the most critical element of the entire script, and Humphrey makes this point emphatically. Every time you speak, you must have a message, not a topic, not a collection of points, a single clear argument, the one idea you want your audience to walk away believing. Your message is what you believe. It's what you want your audience to believe. It should be stated in a single declarative sentence. Things like, "My message today is that our customer service strategy needs a complete overhaul." Or, "What I want you to walk away knowing is that we are positioned for record growth in the next 18 months. Your message is your through line. It's stated at the beginning, proven in the body, and reinforced in the conclusion. Everything you say should serve and support your message. The fourth component of the introduction is the structure statement. This is simply telling your audience how you will make your case. Think of it as a roadmap. I'll explain this by looking at 3 key reasons, or I'll first describe the challenge we face and then walk you through our response. This prepares listeners to follow your logic and makes your communication feel organized and intentional. Part 2, the body. The body of your presentation is where you make your case, where you prove your message. Humphrey identifies 5 patterns for organizing your body content,
and each one is suited to a different type of message. The first pattern is reasons. You simply state the reasons why you believe your message to be true. I say this for 3 reasons: first, second, third. The second pattern is ways. You explain how something will be implemented or how something works. There are 4 ways we are addressing this challenge. The third pattern is cause and response. You describe a challenge or opportunity and then explain what you are doing about it. This is particularly effective when you need to acknowledge a problem while positioning yourself as solution-oriented. The fourth pattern is present and future. You give an update on where things stand today and then describe where you are headed. This is commonly used in performance reviews, quarterly briefings, and project updates. The fifth pattern is chronological. You trace the development of something over time, useful for historical context, case studies, or explaining how a situation evolved. Choosing the right pattern is not about personal preference, it's about what best serves your message and your audience. Always ask, what structure will make my argument most persuasive and most clear for this specific audience in this specific moment? And here's an important reminder: the body is not an information dump, it is an act of persuasion. Every point you make in the body should exist to prove your central message. If a piece of information doesn't serve your message, cut it. Part 3. The conclusion. The conclusion of the leader's script has 2 components, and both are essential. The first is restating your message. You bring your audience back to the central idea, summarize your argument, remind them of what you want them to believe. This is not repetition for the sake of repetition, it's reinforcement. It gives your message a chance to land a second time with the full weight of everything you've said behind it.
The second component is the call to action. This is where most speakers completely fail. They build a beautiful argument, prove their message, and then just stop. They don't tell people what to do next, and because they don't, nothing changes. People walk away and nothing happens. A great call to action is clear, practical, and inspiring. Clear means there's no ambiguity about what you are asking for. I'm asking you to approve this budget. I need you to make a decision by Friday. I want each of you to commit to one change in how you handle customer calls this week. Practical means it's actually achievable. Don't ask for things that are impossible in the current circumstances. And inspiring means it connects back to the larger vision. Not just, please do this thing, but by doing this, we move closer to the future we're all building together. When you end with a powerful call to action, you transform your communication from a monologue into a catalyst for change.
Section 4, Step 3, Use leadership language. The third step is about the specific words you choose. And this is where many otherwise talented communicators undermine themselves without even realizing it. Speak with clarity. The first principle of leadership language is clarity, and clarity requires discipline. Great leaders say what they mean, directly and without unnecessary complexity. They don't hide behind vague language or abstract concepts. They take complex ideas and make them simple, not because they are dumbing things down, but because they understand that real intelligence shows itself in simplicity. Humphrey is particularly passionate about eliminating jargon. She calls jargon the bane of business, and she's right. Jargon is lazy language. It's what happens when people stop thinking carefully about what they're actually trying to communicate and default to the cliches and buzzwords of their industry. What counts as jargon? Abstract phrases that take up space but say nothing. Big words chosen for their sound rather than their meaning. Buzzwords like synergy, paradigm shift, or leverage as a verb. Cliches like at the end of the day or moving the needle. Acronyms that force your audience to stop listening to you and start decoding what you just said. All of these things fracture clarity. They create distance between you and your audience instead of connection. The moment your audience has to work hard to understand what you're saying, you've lost the thread of leadership. Use plain language. Use short sentences. Use words that everyone in the room understands, not to show how smart you are, but to show that you respect your audience's time and attention. Be conversational. Outside of religious settings, nobody wants to be lectured at. Nobody wants to sit through a formal, stiff, monotone delivery where the speaker sounds like they are reading a legal document. People respond to conversation. They respond to warmth, to naturalness, to the feeling that the person in front of them is a real human being with genuine thoughts and feelings. So adopt a conversational tone in everything you communicate. Use familiar, informal expressions where appropriate. Use short sentences. Talk to your audience like you are having a genuine conversation with a thoughtful friend who just happens to need to understand something important. This does not mean being sloppy or unprepared. It means letting your preparation be invisible. It means doing so much work in advance that when the moment comes, you can deliver your message with ease and naturalness, like you're just thinking out loud in the best possible way. Be personal. One of the fastest ways to connect with an audience is to get personal, and Humphrey identifies 3 specific techniques for doing this. First, showcase your personal convictions. Use phrases like "I believe" and "I'm convinced." Don't hide behind the passive voice or institutional language. Stand behind your ideas personally. This signals confidence and authenticity. Second, engage your audience by using "you." Addressing your audience directly, "You will see," "You know," "You have experienced this," pulls them into the conversation and makes them feel like participants rather than spectators. Third, create a sense of "we." Talk about what we can accomplish together. We are committed to seeing this through. Together, we can build something extraordinary. The word "we" is one of the most powerful words in leadership communication because it invites people into a shared mission. Be eloquent. Eloquence is not about sounding fancy. It's about using language in ways that are memorable, resonant, and emotionally powerful. Humphrey identifies 5 figures of speech that great leaders use to elevate their communication. The first is metaphor, connecting 2 unlike things to create a vivid image. The Iron Curtain was a metaphor. Our company is a ship, and we need everyone rowing in the same direction is a metaphor. Metaphors make abstract ideas concrete and memorable. The second is antithesis, placing 2 opposites side by side for dramatic effect. John F. Kennedy's famous "Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country" is pure antithesis. The contrast creates energy and rhythm that makes the line unforgettable. The third is alliteration, repeating the same sound at the beginning of words. Jack Welch famously described his leadership formula at General Electric as speed, simplicity, and self-confidence. 3 S's: clean, memorable, powerful. The fourth is repetition, deliberately repeating key words or phrases for emphasis and emotional impact. Martin Luther King Jr.'s "I Have a Dream" speech is the most famous example in history. The repetition builds momentum, emotion, and power. And the fifth is the rhetorical question, asking a question that you don't expect to be answered, but that plants an idea in your audience's mind. When Steve Jobs launched the iPhone, he asked, "An iPod, a phone, and an internet communicator. Are you getting it?" He wasn't asking for a response. He was guiding the audience toward an insight. These devices are not decoration. They are the difference between communication that is heard and communication that is remembered. Be decisive. Eliminate weak language. This is one of the most practical pieces of advice in the entire book, and it's one you can apply immediately. Weak language destroys leadership credibility, and most of us use it constantly without realizing it. Things like "I think," "I would guess," "hopefully," "kind of," "sort of," "roughly," "probably," "you know," "I'm sorry to bother you, but." These are the verbal habits of someone who doesn't fully trust their own ideas, and if you don't trust your ideas, why should anyone else? Strong leaders avoid qualifiers, avoid apologies, avoid fillers, and avoid hedging language. They make definitive statements. They end their sentences strongly instead of trailing off into etc. or something like that. This doesn't mean being arrogant or dismissive of nuance. It means that when you speak, you own what you say. You stand behind your ideas. You choose your words carefully and then deliver them with confidence. Be smart about numbers. Numbers are a special challenge in leadership communication because raw numbers are almost never emotionally compelling, and emotional resonance is what drives people to act. Humphrey offers 6 techniques for making numbers come alive. Round them off. About 70% of our customers' return is more powerful than 69.7%. Use fewer numbers. More numbers dilute each other's impact. Choose the 1 or 2 that matter most and make those land. Use analogies. Translate numbers into everyday terms. If a company has served 1 billion customers, that's every person in China twice. Create context. A number means nothing without a frame of reference. Tell people why this number matters and what it means. Give numbers a human face. As Humphrey puts it, refugees are not statistics. They are mothers, daughters, fathers, sons. When you put a human face on a number, it moves from the head to the heart. Define your terms. Make sure your audience knows exactly what a number refers to before you hit them with it. Skip the jokes. One final very practical piece of advice from Humphrey: leave the jokes at home. This surprises people, but the reasoning is sound. Jokes are high risk, low reward in leadership communication. They can unintentionally offend, they can fall flat, and if people start thinking of you as the funny one, they may stop thinking of you as the leader. By all means, be warm, be human, use wit and humor where it naturally arises. Share a humorous anecdote if it genuinely illustrates your point. But structured jokes, stand-up material, punchlines, leave those out. Your goal is to persuade and inspire, not to entertain.
Section 5, Step 4, Project a leader's presence. We've covered thinking like a leader, structuring your communication like a leader, and using language like a leader. Now we come to the final step, projecting a leader's presence. This is about delivery. This is about what your body, your voice, and your energy communicate separate from and in addition to your words. And Humphrey's core insight here is breathtaking in its simplicity. The most engaging leaders are their own best visual aids. Forget the PowerPoint, be the presentation. Let's start with something controversial. Humphrey argues, backed by substantial evidence, that visual aids, slides, slide decks, elaborate graphics, actually undermine your effectiveness as a communicator. Here's why. When you put up a slide, you create competition for your audience's attention. They are now trying to both listen to you and read the slide. And the eye is a more powerful sensory organ than the ear. The slide wins, you lose. The greatest communicators in history didn't use slide decks. They used themselves, their words, their presence, their conviction to make ideas come alive. Now, in many professional contexts, you will be expected to have slides. That's fine. But when you're presenting, remember this: you are not narrating the slides. The slides are supporting you. Your eye contact, your energy, your conviction, those are the actual presentation. The slides are just the backdrop. Lead with your eyes. The first key to projecting presence is eye contact. Strong, sustained, genuine eye contact is one of the most powerful tools a leader has. It creates connection. It communicates confidence. It says, I believe what I'm saying, and I'm saying it to you personally. When you're delivering a prepared speech or reading from notes, Humphrey recommends a technique she calls up, down, up. Look up at your audience at the beginning of a sentence. Look down briefly at your notes for the next idea. Then look up again as you deliver the end of the sentence. This creates the impression of naturalness and connection even when you are working from a prepared script. When speaking off the cuff, make eye contact with specific individuals for 3 to 5 seconds before moving your gaze to someone else. This creates the feeling that you are speaking to each person individually, not just addressing a crowd. Animated, engaged eyes signal that you are fully present.
Dead eyes, downcast eyes, or eyes constantly checking your notes signal disengagement, and that signal travels instantly to your audience. Use great body language. Your body communicates constantly, even when you're not speaking. Make sure it's saying the right things. If you're standing, plant your feet firmly on the ground. Don't sway, don't rock, don't shift your weight nervously. Stand tall, grounded, and confident. Use gestures to emphasize key points, open, expressive gestures that match the energy of what you're saying. If you're seated, in a meeting, during a presentation, in a one-on-one, sit up straight and lean slightly forward. This signals engagement and energy. Don't slump, don't lean back, don't cross your arms. Look at people directly, head-on. Tilting your head to one side can signal submission. Looking away signals discomfort or disinterest. Square on, engaged and present, that's the posture of a leader. And be comfortable with silence. This one is underestimated. Many nervous speakers fill every moment with sound, words, filler phrases, anything to avoid the discomfort of silence. But silence, used strategically, is incredibly powerful. After you make a key point, pause, let it land. The silence tells your audience, that was important, pay attention. Have an authentic voice. The third element of presence is your voice. A leader's voice is not monotone. It is expressive, varied, and energetic. It rises and falls with the content. It slows down for emphasis and speeds up for momentum. It is loud enough to be heard clearly and warm enough to feel human. Practically, this means breathing properly. Deep breathing before and during your presentation keeps your voice strong and helps manage nervousness. Speak from your diaphragm, not just your throat. Project your voice so that even the person in the back row can hear you without straining. Articulate clearly. Don't mumble, don't trail off at the ends of sentences. Don't drop your volume when you get to the important parts. The end of a sentence is often the most important part. Make sure it lands. And vary your pace. Speak more slowly when making your most important points. Speed up slightly when running through background detail. The variation keeps your audience engaged and signals which parts of your message matter most. Focus on your audience. Here is the ultimate test for presence. Are you focused on yourself or on your audience? Nervous, self-focused speakers are thinking about how they look, whether they're making sense, whether people are judging them. As a result, their energy turns inward and their audience can feel the disconnection. Confident, leader-focused speakers are thinking about one thing. What does my audience need from me right now? What do they need to understand? What do they need to feel? What do they need to believe so they can take action? When your attention is fully on your audience, their needs, their challenges, their questions, your own nerves become almost irrelevant. You're not performing for them, you're serving them. And that shift in mindset changes everything about how you come across. Practice, practice, practice. Humphrey is emphatic on this point. The leaders who seem effortlessly brilliant in their communication have almost always done enormous amounts of preparation and practice. Reading from a script is fine. Knowing your material cold is even better. But what separates excellent communication from ordinary communication is rehearsal. Actually speaking your content out loud, hearing how it sounds, noticing where the rhythm falls flat, where the argument isn't clear, where the energy drops. Great speakers don't just write their presentations, they practice them. They record themselves and watch it back. They deliver them to a trusted colleague and ask for honest feedback. They refine, revise, and rehearse until the material feels completely natural. Don't wait until the presentation is perfect before you start practicing delivery. Practice them both together. The way something sounds when you say it out loud is often completely different from how it looked when you wrote it.
Section 6. Putting it all together. Let's bring this home with a practical picture of what all 4 steps look like working together. Imagine you are about to speak to your team about a major change in company strategy. You have 15 minutes. You begin by thinking like a leader. You clarify your vision for how this change will benefit the team. You decide that your goal is not just to inform, but to inspire confidence and commitment. You choose to be positive about the path forward while honestly acknowledging the challenges. You craft your leader's script. You open with a grabber, maybe a story about a time when a big change led to an unexpected breakthrough. You state your subject clearly. I want to talk today about where we are heading and why this change is the right move. You deliver your message. My message is that this strategy shift positions us to be stronger, more competitive, and more innovative than ever before. You lay out your structure. I'll give you 3 reasons why I believe that. You develop your body. 3 strong, clearly organized reasons, each one serving your central message. No tangents, no data dumps, every point pointing toward the same conclusion. You land your conclusion. You restate your message with full confidence, and then you deliver a clear, practical, inspiring call to action. What I need from each of you is this. Commit to 1 week of full engagement with the new process. Ask questions, share feedback, help us build something we can all be proud of. And throughout all of this, you use clear, conversational, jargon-free language. You use I believe, and we can, and you matter to this. You use eye contact to create connection. You stand grounded and confident. You pause after your most important points and let them breathe. That is what it looks like when all 4 steps work together. And the result is not just a good presentation. The result is leadership. Section 7. The bigger picture. Humphrey closes her book with a challenge and an invitation. She says this: every day you have dozens of opportunities to make believers out of the people around you. Colleagues, subordinates, superiors, clients, partners. Every conversation, every email, every phone call, every informal chat in the hallway. Most people let these opportunities slip by. They treat communication as a logistical necessity rather than a leadership act. They send updates instead of inspiring ideas. They share information instead of sharing their vision. But the leaders who rise, the ones who build extraordinary organizations and extraordinary teams, are the ones who treat every single interaction as a chance to communicate with purpose, clarity, and conviction. This is not a sidebar to your leadership, as Humphrey so beautifully puts it. It is the very essence of your leadership. And the great news is that speaking like a leader is not a gift you either have or don't have. It is a skill, a learnable, practicable, improvable skill. The framework in this book gives you the tools. All that is left is for you to use them.
So let's recap the 4 steps one final time. Step 1. Think like a leader. Have a vision. Lead in all directions. Inspire instead of inform. Stay positive. Speak with conviction. And above all, listen with your whole self. Step 2. Follow the leader's script. Use the introduction, body, conclusion framework. Grab your audience. State your message clearly. Prove it with organized, structured arguments. Restate it and end with a powerful call to action. Step 3. Use leadership language. Be clear. Skip the jargon. Be conversational. Be personal. Use eloquent figures of speech. Be decisive. Be smart with numbers. And leave the jokes at home. Step 4. Project a leader's presence. Be the visual aid. Lead with your eyes. Use confident body language. Develop an authentic, expressive voice. Focus entirely on your audience and practice relentlessly. Every time you speak, every time is a leadership moment. Claim it. That was our full summary of Speaking as a Leader by Judith Humphrey. If you found this valuable, share it with someone who is working on their communication skills. And start today. Pick one principle from this video and apply it in your next conversation, your next meeting, your next presentation. Because leadership doesn't wait for the perfect moment.
It is built, word by word, conversation by conversation, every single day. Thank you for watching.